favorite Japanese car of all time for you?
God.
Not one to own. Just say, hey, this this car to me.
This is it. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it for these reasons, but I really like it, number one. And it could be that R34 behind you because you have some.
No, R34. I don't know. I don't even think the R34 would be in the top 5 of my list, but probably.
Wow, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You have so much history with that car.
I do. It was a play thing. It was like it's like marrying the stripper that you've always had your eye on.
Damn, you and the way Craig, you're my kind of guy.
Definitely Sam's kind of guy.
I hate using those analogies, but I know it's for our audience. Everyone will understand. You get her home, you teach her how to cook, and then realize that she's a little more maintenance that you bargained for, and that she doesn't really age very well compared to the newer models.
God, I hope we don't have any female
I know
listeners.
I'm all talk though. I've never been in a strip club except that one time in Japan, which was a hostess bar. But I got kicked into it. But Toyota, back to your question, Toyota 2000 GT, that's got to be up there.
Okay, great.
I'm still a huge fan of Datsun Zs. If you give me a G-nose Datsun Z,
ooh, yeah, okay.
I'm all about that. You're starting to see a theme there. After that, it's probably the Ken Mary GTR.
Yeah. GTR, right.
Skyline.
I actually like that better than the Hakosuka. But I do like the Hakosuka. I was a big Datsun 510 guy back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, Triple S Bluebird would be nice. Those are cars that I grew up with and I liked a lot. Those
are all awesome classic cars, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the 2000 GT is kind of an eternal car, if you ask me. So, yeah. So
how about some of the newer
yeah, anything new? Well, you talked about
besides
the Super a little
R35,
bit. R35, Hachiroku, the new one.
God, the R35 would be at the top of the list. I mean, it's the best thing I've ever driven.
Okay, so if they came to you today and said, "We're gonna do Fast and the Furious," which cars would you have the stars drive?
Well, I get that question a lot, and I've had a lot of time to think about it. I'd still have to go a lot of old school stuff. I would mix in some of the new. Gotta have but I would want to do like these hardcore, like JGTC replicas almost, If you're going to use an FX, I want it to look like a JGTC car. That's what I would want. Without the decals.
Yeah.
But that.
We call it a Super Asia's GT series now or something like that, right?
Yeah, Super GT, yeah.
Super
so
GT,
for all your listeners, it's not the current
Acura
NSX. We're talking about the old NSX. Yeah.
Oh God, they haven't called that thing in about 5 years.
Yeah, and then I'd want to see a Hachiroku in there, old school in '86.
Old school '86, yeah.
Yeah, I'd want them to finally use a proper 3000 GT VR4.
Ooh, that car was ahead of its time.
It was definitely ahead of its time, and it got totally ignored and summarily rejected in production meetings. Nope, we're not using it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. It was so good looking, and it sounded great because it had that enhanced exhaust sound.
The problem was with the cars that showed up at casting did not look good. We got the Spider one that looks like a lowrider Euro.
Oh yeah, I didn't like the top it just
didn't fit the bill. But
okay.
then you got to do some of the new cars. For the Japanese new cars, what do you got? The 370Z Nismo 400Z if it were out already. I'd like to see a gangster style VIP, not stance, but a flush fitment GS 400. Some of that, I mean, just for the Yakuza guys, right?
Yakuza,
all black, that kind of stuff.
Those cars are missing it in the franchise.
Get a Toyota Century in there. Yeah, Craig, you got to get a Toyota Century if they ever come back to you, get a Toyota Century in there.
Well, if we're doing that, we got to do a Cephiro, right? We got to do the same thing, right?
Cephiro,
Or a JZX 100, right?
President, a Nissan President.
Slammed.
Yeah, President.
I like the Century. So.
We've got to see all the cars that have been neglected and ignored in the franchise.
Oh, well, the VR4, like you said, the 3000 GT for sure. Yeah.
That deserves some screen time.
FTO was a cool looking car that we never got here.
But it was dorky. Of course, the little
one, yeah. But
That little one that kind of looks like a cross between a ZX2, an Opel Kadett.
yeah,
and-
and an Alpha. It has a little Alpha. That was like one of my favorite looking cars. I thought that thing was awesome.
Another one, 1977 Celica GT.
77. Which one was that? 77. That's a long time ago.
The hatchback was the Japanese Mustang, it was called.
Okay, I think I know which
Okay.
one it is.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Well, there's
That car was
so many
really-
Celicas,
Yeah.
20. Well, that's the last good one they make. They didn't make anything good after that. They were all rubbish except the GT4. But
Yeah, the GT4 was awesome.
GT4
I
is
love the
nice, yeah.
GT4. Yeah. So.